Yeah, what it is, what it do, it's your boy Camp KC, and we here with a new video. And today I am here to discuss my top 10 albums of the year 2022. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you, I had to look back on some of my lists. I go by what of mostly replay value is very important to me. Also, the quality of the project is just basically how good the songs are, whether the subject matters, the topics that's being discussed is also important. Is it cohesive? Does the projects come together nicely? You know, things like that. You know, certain things are important to me, especially when it comes to me. Listen to project. I take projects very seriously. When you call something an album, I don't play around with that name. So if you call it an album, my standards for an album are very high. So overall, just how much the songs impact me overall, man. If it's and how I listen to it is also important, because you know a lot of albums I have on this list, which there are great albums, a lot of songs on there I don't listen to from beginning to end. A lot of songs, there's a couple skips on there. I think they're there. I'm gonna get more in depth into which albums and why they are where they are. But first off, let's start with a couple honorable mentions that I have on here. One of them, of course, one of them is, of course, Lucky Day. Lucky Day did drop an album this year. Lucky album was a good album. I just hardly went back to it. As you guys saw in the review, you know, it was just certain songs on there, certain songs on there I just wasn't feeling as much as compared to his last projects, because you know it's a lot of interludes, a lot of different things on that project. I just wasn't feeling overall. Of course, there was a lot of great songs on there, which I could say are probably some of his best songs that he ever put out. But just overall, it's a project. It's just something I wasn't going back to compared to these other albums that I have on this list that I was listening to way more. Another one is The Weeknd. The Weeknd dropped Dawn FM this year, which was also another great project in my opinion. I did enjoy that album. The reason why I didn't make the list, just didn't go back to it as much. I'm so mad I didn't go to his concert this year, but I got a new job at the time. I just couldn't do it, but this album was a great album. I just didn't go back to it as much as I did to these other albums. But it probably could have made the list. But that's neither here. I'm not here to get too in depth on why I didn't make it. It also was Pusha T. Pusha T also did put out a great album. That album, the only reason I didn't have it on the list is really because I loved his last project more. I feel like his Daytona just came together way better. And him having Pharrell and Kanye produce on the album sounds amazing, but as a cohesive project, it was just kind of all over the place. And not to be biased, but a lot of the Pharrell tracks I just wasn't feeling as much as I was feeling the Kanye records. But that's just literally my opinion. I didn't feel like Pharrell slouched on anything, but it was just a great idea. I just think the ideas, everybody just wasn't in the same scope of what they like Pusha to do. But now, man, let's get into the list, bro. Number 10. Alright, number 10, we got ESTG and 42 Dugg, The Last Ones Left. This album here, bro, when Ice Talk all the way down, all hundreds, I don't know what that run right there, that first like 7 songs, it was easily made this album top 10 for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm talking about like, if y'all never listened to this album and you got a good sound system in your car, just start from start from track 1 and just turn the volume up, bro. It's shaking your windows, especially how Spin come on and he's just like, still be fucking with the pills, yeah, we spin, I spin your shit again, they gon' fuck well, and everybody told, Peter, all my niggas, see my motherfucking bro. To me, this album was like the badass brother, little brother that's just don't give a fuck. And the big brother, they don't give a fuck, but the little big brother's like cool little people. He's still on demon time. Number 9, we got Brent Faiyaz, Wasteland. I think this is second time making it on my top 10 albums. This Wasteland album was incredible. I truly did enjoy it. I feel like a lot of people didn't really enjoy this project, as I feel like they should have. I feel like everybody's kind of expecting the same kind of vibe for Fuck the World, but as a person that's been listening to Brent since I've heard him on that Gold League record, I kind of knew not to expect the same thing. I kind of knew to listen to him with an open mind, because you're not going to know what you're going to get, and you can't guess what you're going to hear. Because once you start thinking that way, that's when you're going to get disappointed. We gotta work it out. What are you talking about? And that's the excitement that comes with listening to new artists, listening to artists like this. And I feel like that's what a lot of people misconstrued when they listen to certain artists like Kendrick or Frank or things like that. People be like, damn, why it take them so long to put out these projects? And when you hear it and you hear the difference in the sounds, it makes sense on why it took them so long. Mind you, Junie had probably one of my best features this year. The way he did on this record, bro. I was just fucked up, nigga, back up, nothing, bitch keep talking. Money keep calling. Number 8, we got Red Veil, Learn to Swim. His last project, I believe, came out in 2020. Loved that album. Loved it. But somehow he gotten better, bro. He's so young, too. I think he just turned 19 or 18. He produced his own records. He records his own records. And he's definitely somebody I could say that is the future of hip hop for sure. Like, I fell in love with his music once I heard Wait. I believe Wait was one of his biggest records that came out from the last project, and I was just so excited when I learned he was dropping another one this year. And his album has constantly been on replay, especially PG Baby. PG Baby is probably up there as one of probably my top 10 songs for this year. It's so motivating and captivating for what he did with the instrumental. I could tell you ain't about to win, cause he's stalling. I could tell you ain't about to win. What he was saying on the record as well, it held a tone for what the rest of that project was going to make you feel like. It gives you hope that there's still going to be good music around for a very long time. And if you haven't heard this album, I would highly suggest that you give it a listen. All right, next up, we got Kenny Mason with Ruffs. Ruffs has been, it's been my shocker this year. I ain't gonna lie, right? Because I've listened to Kenny Mason's last couple projects before he put this one out, and I was kind of iffy on him. Like, I just liked certain records. I haven't liked almost a majority project from him in his last 2 projects, but the songs that was good, that was really good. Like, that was super solid. So it was just like, okay, there's some potential here, and I was just curious to see how it's gonna sound the more he have grown as an artist, and just see how he maneuvers throughout all this. And he's gotten better, bro. He's gotten better, bro. He's continuously has gotten better. He's one of those artists that's using the rock type of vibe, the aesthetic, and trying to make it a fusion with hip hop. But he's actually a rapper though. A lot of people getting confused with Jid a lot, which of course I can hear it, but at the same time I don't think it's the same. One of my favorite records on here, of course, is Dips. The vibe of Dips is amazing. My favorite thing about that song is the hook. I ain't fucking with the function number Dip. 30 on the hip. Number 6, we got Jid, The Forever Story. Jid was one of those artists that I was cool with, but not really intrigued on what he had going on. I was just one of those people that just heard certain records, heard things from him. He just never really grabbed my attention from the things I was hearing before I heard this project. I feel like he was battling the Kendrick comparisons for a long time, and which I ain't gonna lie, I was hearing it. Which more now when I listen to his music, especially his older projects, I could see the Kendrick comparison, but it's still kind of a difference there. There's still a difference between the two. They're not the same. You could tell Jay was inspired by Kendrick, but I wouldn't say they're completely like similar. This man's a platinum artist, bro, for a reason. And this project was clearly a reason why he is, because this album was phenomenal, bro. I was completely blown away. Radar was easily some of the best rapping any rapper has ever done on any record this year. Surround sound with 21 murdered his feature. Cody Blue 31 was beautiful as hell. He's doing a lot of singing on this record. He's giving you versatility. He's jumping in different pockets, doing different flows. He's literally giving you stories. He's giving you everything that a hip hop lover would want in an album. Only reason this album isn't higher is just towards the end of the project is where things kind of fell off for me. That's literally it. Alright, now we at number 5. Now before I get to number 5, bro, you are here, you're watching this video, go ahead and like this video. Go ahead, like it up. And also give me your top 10 albums this year as well. I want to hear. I want to discuss with y'all. Let me know what y'all been listening to. Are there any artists that you listened to for the first time this year and they made your list? Let me know, bro. I'm all ears. Number 5, we have Drake, 21 Savage, Her Loss. This album caught me like, I know I've been saying by surprise a lot this whole time, but this one caught me by surprise because I didn't know it was coming out. Like, nobody expected it to come out. They just announced it. I was like, oh, okay. As a Drake fan, bro, this was like one of those albums I could actually say I let play from beginning to end. Almost to the end. Rich Flex was a great opener. I don't care nobody says that 21 Can Do Something For Me is catchy as hell. I mean, from Rich Flex all the way down to number 13, Jumbotron shit popping. It was just bangers, dog. Like, On BS is probably one of my favorite songs that him and 21 ever did. I don't know what it is about that beat. Back Outside Boys is one of my favorite Drake records that came out probably in the last 5 years. I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Even though this album was more of a Drake album than a Drake and 21, but I still wasn't upset. It felt like, it was kind of like, it was a Drake album that was narrated by a 21 Savage, but 21 was actually rapping, if you get what I'm saying. Now, number 4, we got Sizzle with SOS. I know, this album just came out. I know. I'm gonna tell y'all this now. This album came out probably earlier. It probably would have been probably top 3. I'm not even gonna lie to you. It's probably gonna be top 3. Probably number 2 and 1. I've listened to this album nonstop since I listened to it. The link down below if y'all want to see my reaction to it. But this album, she one of them ones, dog. Like, this album was the playlist album that everybody been trying to make, and she fulfilled that 100%. Every single thing that you needed her to fill in, she filled it out for this project. Only thing is the problem, album was probably too long. I'm hearing she about to do a deluxe. It's already 23 goddamn songs. What else songs she need to add? At this point, how good this album is and how much I've been listening to it, I'm excited for that as well. I would love to hear some more records that she made while making this. Hey, listen, let me tell you something. You know how crazy it is to start a project like this? Give me a second, give me a minute. My bitch, I can't do finish. Then that's why I need to mention no more. This ain't a money shot. This all you hoes forgot. Bro, she one of the ones, bro. I'm sorry, dog. Kind of embarrassing sometimes. I be riding in my car, blasting it, and it'd be like a hood nigga right next to me, just like giving me the side eye, like, bro, ain't no way this grown ass man in here bumping special with the whip. But listen, bro, I don't be caring sometimes, bro. I'll let that bitch ride. All right, number 3, we got Kendrick Lamar, Mr. Morale, and the Big Steppers. Yeah, if you're a friend of me, you'll probably be surprised I have Kendrick at number 3. Let me tell you why. Kendrick, this album was easily solidify him as one of or the best rappers of all time. It's a done deal. I don't hear any more arguments after this anymore. He's one of those artists where you think you can't go any deeper and he goes, what the fuck? That sounds wild. He's one of those artists that you think you can't get emotional, and he goes even more emotional into a subject or a matter that he's going through. He puts you in that mode so well, even though it took him so long to make this project, but it gives you a great explanation of what's been going on, what he's been going through, to him speaking on his coping mechanisms, him escaping, you know, this life of trying to save people and just saving himself at the end of the day, because that's the most important person at the end of it all. You got Kodak giving me the best guest feature of all year. Kendrick did what Kendrick does, bro. I'm not upset about it, bro. I truly did enjoy his project. I understand a lot of people did not like it. I can see how some did it, but I could definitely understand how some people may love this project, bro. Alright, number 2 is Future motherfucking Hendrix with I Never Liked You. Future has literally been on a tear. High Off Life was my favorite Future album until this album came out. 7:12 p.m. is like one of that song is my national anthem. Telling somebody I gotta take this shit up with God because I'm a god on the earth is some of the most reckless fucking things I've ever heard in my life, and I sing it with my soul every single time I hear it. If that album's not easy like top 2 or top 1 for you off that line alone, I don't know what else to tell you. Cause like, why would he say some shit like that? He gave me a Future album that I wanted to hear. That's what it was. Holy Ghost, that instrumental was insane to have the haunting backgrounds throughout the whole record. You got Wait For You, which is probably one of the best songs that came out this year. Puffin' on Zooties gave me like Cody and Crazy type of vibe. It was just Love You Better, make me cry every other night. It just this guy is probably, he snuck up in one of my favorite artists of all time, bro. I don't know how it happened. It started off high off life and it just continued from there. Like everything he drops, every feature he's on, I'm tuned in. His verse on goddamn that verse on Bullseye too.
And I still smash so see. I got 2 5 on me. I'm the quarterback like a cheat. I'm at the field without no cleats. Trigger the cell by the P on the drink. I know get sleep.
Number 1 is Vince Staples. Ramona Park Broke My Heart. Vince has made my number 1 twice. He was my favorite album last year. I don't think I did this video. I don't think I did top 10 last year. He was number 1 last year. And he's number 1 again. To drop Vince Staples, the subtitle, and this back to back, that's amazing on his own. Now let me tell you something. When I first heard this record, I did a video for it. I don't think I never got a chance to upload it because something happened to the file, so I couldn't upload it. When I first heard this record, I did not like it. I can literally play this album from the top to the end and not touch my phone at all. And I've done that countless amount of times listening to this album. On the way to work, leaving work, at the gym, going for a jog, going to get some groceries, picking something up. He's in my top 3 artists of all time. That's not without a question. Like, he's up there. Like he's literally been the artist I've been listening to the most since I first heard him. And every time he's released something, he's been on top of my list. To start off with The Beach, then follow up with A Free the Homies. But I believe that's all, bro. Once again, bro, if you have your top 10, top 5, if that makes it easier for you, just drop it down below and let me see what you guys think. Who's your top 10? Why is it your top 10? Why you may disagree with my top 10. I'm here for it all. I want to hear everything you got to say. So that'll be it. So make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Blue Moon is out now. And I'm out.